Hello. What I'm going to do today is share this Tiger'sDen Baker style tent from One Tigress. This one here, I've used it camping and such, and I rather like it. You could easily put 3 people in a line right side by side in this tent. I had Chris and myself in here, and you could have easily put another person in the middle of us for sure. So very roomy, and a lot of options with this as well that I wanted to share. So this tent here has a lot of options. That's why it has the size. It comes in at 9.4 pounds. It's just over 7 foot by 7 foot and 4 feet high. So very versatile, and I'm going to set it up and just show you the different things that this tent provides for you. A lot of the weight are the poles. Now you could leave those home and just pack this in. Not sure what the weight is without the poles, but it'll also compress a lot more. So it is actually an option for backpacking, and I'm sure I'll backpack it in a time or two. Now here's my stakes and guy lines, and in here is the tent. Also, it comes with a couple panels also for the sides. Show you how those work as well. Now this tent is made from 50D nylon, and I suggest that you put down a ground sheet first and clean your area from any sticks that may puncture this. It's rather thin, and I would not just lay this directly on the ground. If you're on a grass bed or something, sure, but in the woods here, I'd clean up the sticks and such and throw down a ground sheet just to protect this. They put on a thinner bottom because that saves weight. Now I'm going to show you how this sets up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find the 4 corners for the floor. Once I find those, then it's pretty simple. Okay, I see that this here is the door, so this is one front corner. That means that the other one is back here, right there. So that goes on that side. That goes there. Just like that. Now I've got to stake out those 4 corners. So there's the poles right here in this bag. Like I said, this is your bulk of your weight. So right now all we need is 2. They come with elastic as well around them just to keep them in place. Now they have an elastic inside. All I have to do is put it together like that. Goes together rather quick, as you see, a lot quicker than cutting one. And now I'm able to put this in here, run a couple ridge lines, and have this set up in the front, and then all I have to do is finish it off with the canopy and so on. So in this tab right here, it has a grommet. That's where your pole fits into. Just push it in, and then you're able to stand it up. Run a ridge line off of this and anchor it. There's that grommet right there, and you just put your top pin in through. It has a little lip here that kind of holds it into place, and then you're able to stand it up and anchor. Just put my guide line on there, my tie out, pull it tight, bring it down and stake it. And let that down a little bit. Now I'll do the other side, and that should straighten that up. I can do the tensioning and so on. But same thing on the other side. This is one other place to anchor. It's basically the sides. I'm going to bring it straight out and put a stake there and go to the other side and do the same. So there it is, all closed up. And that front portion I can zip up, and that becomes my canopy. Now right now this isn't very taut, it isn't really tight and such because of the ground I'm on, but I'm used to that with many shelters. It doesn't have to be. So, I'm going to bring this up. I've already unzippered the other side, but this is what it looks like. It's one solid door. I love it. You open this up, you can get in and out of there. I still got to tie the back out. That's going to lift this up and so on. But this thing has so much room. I love this big screen door. So as you see, I've actually got this staked to this log. But in here, huge area for ventilation. So when you pull this back, you can stake it up so you have very good ventilation, or you can stake it down so you have rain cover. Now right here, there's a grommet. You put a stake here, and then you can just tie this out. Very cool setup. I'm going to do that really quick here, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Now sometimes you work with what you got. This area is not quite big enough, but I could easily sleep here tonight. And I just used a couple branches. You can make stakes, up to you, but that lifts it up and gives you some ventilation. It's not as tight, but still shed rain and give you room inside. Now let's check out this canopy. So this here is the door, but it's also a canopy. Like I said, this here, the height is over 4 feet. I'm 6 foot, so this here I would say must be 5 feet. I'm going to leave a link where you can check out the specs and such. But it gives me, what I like about this, it does give me some room. And that's always awesome. So I'm going to bring this way out like this. I can make it straight and just take it down and stake it. Same thing with the other side. Now this is reality in my woods, like I mentioned. Not going to find flat ground and such, so you work with what you got. And this here is looking pretty decent anyhow. but you don't get that really taut because I'm up and down in hills and valleys and stuff with this, but still works. Now, what I will say is there's usually, this sags in the middle a little bit. Now, if you was expecting rain, you can drop one corner down if you like. That way there, the rain's just gonna run off. What I did actually is on this bottom, all I did was lower it like that. I just unhooked once, that brought it down. Or you can make a stake that's lower. So if it's raining and you want to shed rain better, because the way it is, it could pool. Now, on straight ground and you have everything singing tight, it may be tight, I'm not sure, but in my areas, usually isn't it tight. So I'm just going to stake this down. So there it is. That's set up and looking pretty good. So it comes with two panels as well. One for the side and one for the front. That's to block wind, block sun, and so on. It has grommets in the tabs that you're just going to hook over top of the pin on those poles. So I'm just going to put that over top here, bring it over, and hook it there as well. Now there is a toggle right here that you can put through as well. Like that. That folds down over. Just like that. Now you stake the bottoms as well so these don't move around. And you have the same thing for the front. If you want to close in, just leave one side. Now there is no more stakes to stake the walls out. So I just have a couple stakes from an old tent that I no longer use, and that's what I use to stake them down. So this here, I actually have this pole up a little higher, and I'm able to actually stand in here. But at normal height with these poles and such, sitting in a chair, it's perfect height. You can get up, you know, you're like this here or whatever, but you're able to move around, get your whatever you need to get, move gear around, cooking and so on underneath this. So great for rain, great for sunshade, and also blocks wind. Very cool tent. Like I said, I will leave a link where you can check it out. And I seen this and thought, yeah, that's something that I would like to try, and I like it, so that's why I'm sharing it. I want to thank you for watching. Take care, and all the best.